If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. The Cleveland Browns, a team that has been struggling for years to find cohesion, now face a storm brewing from within their own locker room. Recent rumors suggest a significant rift between two of their marquee players, Myles Garrett and Deshaun Watson, has escalated into an outright crisis. Sources close to the Browns organization reveal that Garrett, their star defensive end and one of the most feared pass rushers in the league, has openly stated that he refuses to play alongside Watson anymore. This revelation has sent shockwaves through the NFL community and left fans and analysts scrambling to understand what could have caused such a drastic breakdown. The narrative circulating is that Garrett's dissatisfaction isn't just with Watson's performance on the field, but also with his presence in the locker room. Reports imply that the animosity is so intense that Garrett allegedly described Watson as hated by a large portion of the team. These allegations paint a picture of a locker room fractured by mistrust and resentment, which could have significant implications for the Browns' chemistry and future success. The story is unfolding rapidly, with many questioning how such tension between two key figures could have been allowed to fester unnoticed until now. From what insiders say, the tension between Garrett and Watson has been simmering for some time, but only recently has it reached a boiling point where public comments and private grievances can no longer be contained. Myles Garrett, known for his fiery competitive nature and leadership on defense, reportedly views Watson's presence as detrimental not only to team morale, but also to the Browns' chance at meaningful playoff success. This division allegedly divides the locker room into factions, with players taking sides or quietly distancing themselves from the conflict altogether. The dynamics of the Browns, once seen as a hopeful squad with talent on both sides of the ball, now seem clouded by internal discord. Some sources speculate that Garrett's unwillingness to play alongside Watson might stem from deeper issues beyond mere personality clashes, perhaps involving disagreements about leadership, accountability, or even off-field controversies. What makes this situation more precarious is that both players are crucial to the franchise's ambitions, and their inability to coexist could force management into making difficult decisions in the near future. The question on everyone's mind is how the Browns will navigate this internal warfare without derailing their season or damaging the team's public image irreparably. There are murmurs that the discord has had tangible effects on team practices and game day preparations. According to whispers from those close to the Browns facilities, the once unified group appears more fractured than ever, with palpable tension during meetings and on the sidelines. Myles Garrett's dissatisfaction reportedly extends beyond words, as some claim he's been less engaged during practice sessions, signaling a potential disengagement from team objectives. Meanwhile, Watson, despite his efforts to assimilate and lead the offense, is said to feel isolated and targeted within the team's environment. This isolation reportedly exacerbates the problem, creating a feedback loop of mistrust and animosity. Some fans and commentators have started questioning the leadership of head coach Kevin Stefanski, wondering if he has the authority or ability to mend these internal wounds. The Browns front office remains tight-lipped, but the pressure to intervene and restore harmony is intensifying. Should the rift continue to grow, it could lead to drastic moves in the offseason, including trades or changes in the coaching staff, all in a desperate attempt to salvage the franchise's prospects. Behind the scenes, the media frenzy around this brewing crisis has only added fuel to the fire. Social media platforms are abuzz with speculation and divided opinions about who is at fault. Many fans have taken sides, with some defending Garrett's stance as a demand for accountability and professionalism, while others criticize him for what they perceive as a lack of team spirit or maturity. On the other hand, Watson's supporters argue that the quarterback is being unfairly scapegoated and that the team's struggles cannot be pinned on one player's personality or presence. This public debate mirrors the chaos inside the Browns locker room, amplifying the pressure on both players and the organization. The tension between star athletes often makes headlines, but rarely does it reach a level that threatens to dismantle a team's core during the season. Yet if the rumors hold truth, the Browns may be facing exactly that scenario, a situation where the unresolved animosity between their two most important players could undermine everything they're trying to build. The ramifications are massive, not just for the current season, but for the Browns' long-term strategy and reputation in the league. Analysts are already speculating about possible outcomes if this feud continues unabated. One likely scenario is that the Browns front office might have to explore trade options to resolve the situation. Trading either Garrett or Watson would be a seismic shakeup for the franchise considering their talent and the contracts involved. However, if the internal environment becomes toxic enough to hinder performance, management might feel forced to make such bold moves. Another possibility is a more intensive intervention from the coaching staff and veteran leadership to mediate and attempt to restore trust. But with Garrett reportedly so adamant about not playing alongside Watson, any reconciliation seems increasingly unlikely. This standoff could also lead to decreased playing time or altered roles for one or both players, which would undoubtedly affect the Browns' competitiveness on the field. The ripple effects could also influence other players, sponsors, and fans, potentially diminishing the franchise's standing in a highly competitive league. The Browns situation is thus becoming a textbook example of how internal team dynamics and player relationships can shape or even shatter the destiny of a sports franchise. Adding to the complexity is the timing of this revelation. The NFL season is underway, and the Browns find themselves in a crucial stretch where every game matters. Having a star player like Myles Garrett publicly declare his unwillingness to play alongside his quarterback is a rarity and a severe blow to team cohesion. It raises questions about the locker room atmosphere during practices, games, and team meetings. There are even rumors that this feud might have affected the way players communicate on the field, possibly leading to misalignments or lapses in execution. Coaches and players thrive on trust and synergy, especially between key positions like defensive end and quarterback, even if they do not directly collaborate on plays. The fact that this relationship has deteriorated so visibly is a testament to the underlying issues that need urgent addressing. As the Browns continue their campaign, all eyes will be on how this discord impacts their performance and whether the team can rise above these challenges or if the internal strife will ultimately prove their undoing. Some speculate that the root of the tension lies in the contrasting personalities and leadership styles of Garrett and Watson. Myles Garrett is known for his intensity, discipline, and vocal leadership, often holding teammates accountable and demanding high standards. In contrast, Deshaun Watson, despite his undeniable talent as a quarterback, has faced criticism over his leadership approach and off-field issues that might have eroded trust among teammates. This difference in mentality could be causing friction, especially if Garrett perceives Watson as not meeting the expectations required of a franchise quarterback. Moreover, there are whispers about disagreements over play style preparation habits, and even personal conduct that have exacerbated the rift. The fact that Garrett has publicly expressed such strong sentiments suggests the situation has reached a level where private negotiations and mediation have failed. The Browns management might now have to consider whether retaining both players is viable or if the team's culture requires a significant reset. Such a decision would carry risks and benefits that will be debated among fans and analysts for months. Financial considerations also come into play when evaluating this emerging crisis. Both Garrett and Watson command substantial salaries and represent major investments by the Browns. Trading either player could have salary cap implications, and the team's ability to find suitable replacements in the current market might be limited. On the other hand, maintaining a fractured locker room where two top players refuse to coexist could lead to diminished returns on those investments. Front office strategists will need to weigh the cost of potentially disrupting the team's salary structure against the potential damage caused by allowing the conflict to persist. Moreover, public relations fallout from this situation might impact sponsorship deals, fan engagement, and overall brand value. The Browns are in a precarious position where they must balance on-field performance, locker room harmony, and financial prudence. As the story continues to develop, insiders suggest that the Browns' leadership is actively discussing contingency plans, but no official moves have been announced. This ongoing uncertainty adds another layer of intrigue to an already tumultuous season. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. Veteran players and team insiders have reportedly been caught in the middle of this brewing conflict, struggling to maintain peace and unity. Some veterans are said to have attempted to mediate between Garrett and Watson, encouraging dialogue and compromise, but with limited success. The factionalization of the locker room reportedly undermines these efforts, making it difficult for anyone to serve as a neutral arbiter. Additionally, some younger players may be feeling the pressure of choosing sides or facing the fallout from the division. This internal climate can stifle the growth and development of promising talent and might even contribute to future departures. The Browns, once lauded for assembling a roster with high potential, now risk losing that momentum as the focus shifts from collective goals to personal grievances. This atmosphere is hardly conducive to building a championship caliber team. If the divide remains unaddressed, it could also discourage free agents from signing with the franchise in the future, further complicating the Browns' efforts to rebuild or strengthen the squad. Social media and fan reaction to this news have been nothing short of explosive, fueling the fire with a mix of support, criticism, and speculation. Hashtags related to both players have trended, and online forums are rife with heated debates over who bears the blame for the unfolding drama. Some fans sympathize with Garrett, believing his candidness is a sign of a leader standing up for the team's integrity. Others argue that such public declarations harm the franchise and show a lack of professionalism. Meanwhile, Watson's defenders highlight his contributions and argue that the quarterback deserves support rather than ostracism. This digital uproar mirrors the fractured reality inside the Browns' organization and magnifies the pressure on players and coaches alike. The situation serves as a reminder of how the modern sports world is influenced by social media dynamics, where off-field narratives can significantly impact team culture and public perception. As the Browns navigate these turbulent waters, their ability to manage both internal conflicts and external scrutiny will be crucial. In the broader context of the NFL, this Browns situation highlights a growing trend where player power and personality clashes become central narratives in team dynamics. The league has seen many instances where star players' relationships impact locker room culture and organizational decisions. What makes this particular case notable is the public nature of Garrett's statements and the severity of the alleged animosity. It raises important questions about leadership communication and the role of coaching staff in managing egos and expectations. For other teams watching this unfold, it serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unresolved conflicts at the highest levels of their rosters. The Browns' predicament could spark wider discussions within the NFL about conflict resolution and the importance of fostering a positive team environment. Ultimately, this saga is a reminder that talent alone is not enough to guarantee success. Harmony and respect within a team are equally vital. As this story continues to develop, the Cleveland Browns face an uncertain future. The divide between Myles Garrett and Deshaun Watson threatens not only their individual careers, but also the very fabric of the franchise. Fans, analysts, and league insiders alike are watching closely, eager to see how the Browns will respond to this unprecedented internal crisis. Whether through trades, leadership changes, or reconciliations, the coming weeks and months will be pivotal in determining the direction of the team. One thing is certain, the Browns are at a crossroads, and how they handle this turmoil could define their legacy for years to come. The rumor mill is buzzing and the pressure is mounting, setting the stage for a dramatic chapter in Cleveland Browns history. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!